Folks are frustrated, and count me among them.
All right, well, it is crazy out there today. The Northeast has been hit not by one, but two storms in less than a week.
We'll show you how they're doing this morning in the morning commute. Marla?
I'm live at the Manatee County Sheriff's Office, where close to 40 Suncoast residents will be here for an active shooting training. What Suncoast residents are expected to take away from this course is straight ahead.
And all eyes are on Governor Rick Scott, who will decide if some teachers should be armed. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
Good morning, Thursday, March the 8th, off to a kind of a chilly start today so far.
A little colder out there. I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, I'm Ray Collins. John, will stay below normal today, you say?
Yeah, you know what? I think the daytime high will definitely be below the average for this time of year. The morning low right now actually is about where it should be. It's just, I think those winds make it feel a little bit cooler out there. And those winds are going to be with us throughout the day. Rip current advisory is still up. A few fair weather clouds streaming past the Lakewood Ranch webcam, catching the clouds moving past, reflected by the city lights there. I think that'll probably be the case throughout the day today. A mix of sun and fair weather clouds, but a lot more sun than anything else. Temperatures 59 degrees Sarasota, 53 Lakewood Ranch, 52 Parrish, 52 Bradenton. Now, while those are about average for this time of year, they certainly are a little cooler than they were 24 hours ago. 13 degrees cooler in Mayaca, 10 degrees in Sarasota and Bradenton cooler. Parrish 12 degrees cooler than 24 hours ago. The clouds yesterday kind of kept the temperatures up. We are looking at pretty much a rain-free day today, I think. We're looking at dry air in place, making it feel, I think in that regard, kind of comfortable. The pollen counts are a little bit lower today, so that'll feel better, but they will be rising. And as we head into the 3 p.m. hour, our top out temperature about 65 degrees. Complete forecast in a few.
Okay, talk to you soon. Thank you, John.
All right, we've got some winter weather out there. The Northeast has taken on two nor'easters in under a week. Now, many experiencing whiteout conditions and something called thunder snow. That deadly first storm left locals scrambling to clean up and get ready for round two with not too much time at all. Many residents were still without power as that storm approached the coast yesterday, and this morning power crews are working tirelessly to get that power back on 7 days a week on 16-hour shifts.
Checking first alert traffic now in this area. We've got, let's see, some slowdowns there on 70 in the eastbound lane around 14th Street West. Otherwise, pretty clear in Manatee County. Farther south, your eyes might go down to Clark Road there. Westbound around Honore, a little congestion spot right there. And the final map to the south will show us a little blip there on 41 southbound as you get around the Northport area. There you go. Here's a live picture from the Rosemary District. Tonight is the second week of the Farmers Market, a brand new concept out there.
It is. It's going to be going on every Thursday, kind of recreating what they've been doing in downtown Sarasota with their market.
It's this evening, and it goes through mid-April.
Well, over 600 copycat threats have targeted schools and public places all across the country. It's according to a new report by USA Today, and the very real threat has people on Suncoast want to be prepared.
So today is the first in a series of active shooter training courses at the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. Our Marla Spence is live at the headquarters with details. Marla.
Yeah, today's class is fully booked with close to 40 Suncoast residents. Those residents will be coming right here to the Manatee County Sheriff's Office to learn civilian response to active shootings. Take a look. This is video from an active shooting training by the Sheriff's Office that was held with local churches a few years ago, something similar to what will be happening today. The class is designed to teach the average person how to defend themselves in the case of an active shooter. We're told by the Manatee County Sheriff's Office that the recent high school shooting in Parkland may have played a role in the class being fully booked. A representative also tells us that the Las Vegas mass shooting also may have played a role as well. Today's free class will discuss what an active shooter situation is, the mentality of an active shooter, and what your response should be if found in an active shooter situation. Now, each class will last about 2 hours, and we're also told that this is just one of 3 classes this month, and all 3 classes are fully booked. If you want to join in for another class, that class will be open and available April 5th. Reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thanks, Marla. Of course, to find out more about this story, breaking news, and your up-to-the-minute first alert forecast and traffic, just head over to our app. You can find it under WWSB or My Suncoast.
New details this morning on the accused Broward County school shooter. A grand jury indicted Nicholas Cruz on 34 counts of premeditated and attempted murder in connection with the shooting rampage that left 17 people dead at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School almost 3 weeks ago. The 19-year-old was charged with 17 counts of murder and 17 counts of attempted murder. His public defender says he'll plead guilty if prosecutors take the death penalty off the table, which would then mean a life sentence.
Well, this morning, all eyes are on Governor Rick Scott, who has not yet said if he will sign the school safety bill. Now, that bill includes new restrictions on rifle sales and a program to help arm some teachers. Now, the House passed the bill yesterday, 67-50, after a Senate vote on Monday. Now, that measure is supported by the Stoneman Douglas victims' families. Governor Scott has repeatedly said he doesn't support arming teachers and instead wants to put one law enforcement officer in every school and one for every 1,000 students.
I'm going to read the bill and I'm going to talk to parents. I mean, it's horrible what happened to the 17 families that lost their loved ones.
Governor Scott will talk with some of those families before making his final decision. And Parkland's historians and city officials are working to save mementos left at the shrines in the aftermath of that school shooting. Gifts are still on display at the memorial along the fence of the high school. Parkland City's historian is now putting together a plan to collect, archive, and preserve some of those mementos. Now, school administrators have promised to build a memorial after the building where the shooting took place is finally demolished.
Well, Forbes has released its billionaires list, and a few Floridians have made the cut this year. You might recall the name Kenneth Feld of Manatee County, Feld Entertainment. He's worth about $2.5 billion. Thomas James of Raymond James, worth a little more than $1 billion. And Howard Jenkins, the Publix Market's former chairman and son of the Publix founder, was on the list last year for $1 billion, but didn't make the cut this year for some reason.
Well, you shouldn't cry over spilled milk, but you can cry over spilled beer. A semi-tractor trailer carrying beer overturned on Interstate 10 in the Panhandle yesterday, spilling 60,000 pounds of beer. The driver was heading west on I-10 in Okaloosa County when it kind of drifted a little bit into the shoulder there. The semi flipped, spilling its load of Busch beer. The driver received some minor injuries and is charged with careless driving. And there were so many condolence tweets that I saw yesterday on Twitter. They were tweeting out RIP Busch beer and all kinds of great stuff. Twitter got on the big beer spill.
You know, that billionaire list. I was playing tennis 10 years ago with a guy named Tom James. I said, "What do you do, Tom?" He said, "Raymond James." "Oh, what do you do there?"
I'm the James.
I'm the James. Yeah.
Nice.
He couldn't have been more humble now. All right, we're at 6:07 right now. Still head first alert traffic. And nor'easter number 2. The heavy snow, strong winds, and flooding.
All hitting the Northeast within a week of the first nor'easter. We're going to have the latest on those conditions, what it's going to be like today when we come back.
But first, here's John Scalzi.
And fun times, there's a third nor'easter on the way, too. They can't catch a break. We have, though, lovely weather across the Suncoast, quiet conditions. Pollen count was real low yesterday for a time, but it's back kind of. We're at the moderate category today with a pollen count that features oak, but tomorrow I think we'll see that rising even higher. And over the weekend, maybe another chance to kind of get rid of some of that pollen in the air with another storm system approaching. We do have red tide back in the forecast. The latest reports, midweek reports from the Florida Fish and Wildlife do show some areas of high concentrations. We'll talk about the forecast for our area coming up in a few.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC 7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
So Matt told me to meet him at 7 a.m. sharp right here. It is now 7:01 a.m. You think Matt will leave without me? Hey, is Matt here?
Long gone.
Long gone.
Just missed him.
Just missed him.
All done.
Mr. Sparky guarantees they're on time and the repair is free, so
Chop, chop.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Matt, you started without me.
I finished without you, too.
Alex Karras Lincoln's 40th anniversary sale. Drive a brand new 2018 Lincoln MKC for $279 per month or the Lincoln MKZ for $299 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, where our mission statement is consistent commitment. Every client, every time. Located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured or arrested, I know this feels like the end of the road, but really it's the beginning of a long, potentially stressful process. So give us a call. Let us give you some peace of mind.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
We have 49-degree air temperature outside, and the dew point value is still pretty low, coming in the 40s, so it feels cool and crisp. And some people might even think a little on the cold side because the winds are still kind of breezy out there northwest at about 6. And those winds will be elevated for the first half of the day, no doubt about it. So we still have a rip current advisory for our area beaches if you were thinking about dipping the toe in the surf this morning. 58 degrees by around 9 a.m., 64 by 12 noon, and really that's about as warm as we get. Our temperatures stay flat through most of the afternoon, topping out at about 65. Mostly sunny and cool. By the way, 65 is about 10 degrees below where we normally would be at this time of year. And so even though we start off at about average, we just don't warm much today. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds throughout the afternoon. A lot of sunshine, though, just some fair weather clouds. 58 degrees by about 7 p.m. Tide and radar not showing a drop of rain around the entire state. The air too dry aloft to support any rain showers. You can kind of pick up the effect of those winds out of the northwest coming in over Gulf waters. It picks up a little moisture and creates these kind of little street clouds. We'll see some of that today picked up off Gulf waters. The winds will kind of, upper level winds will kind of sling those by from time to time. That's why we'll go with a mostly sunny forecast instead of straight 100% sunshine. Winds will be breezy, as I mentioned, and the air still very dry will support red flag warnings for just about the entire state today. So do be extra cautious with fires out of doors. The high probability of spread should one occur today. The nor'easter exits the region. High pressure builds in. A developing low back to the west will eventually advance in this direction, exit off the mid-Atlantic, right up the coast, and by Monday into Tuesday, bring another chance of rain showers and snow showers to the northeast and the central Atlantic area as well. So another nor'easter in the books for these folks. Now that system will also bring us a chance of rain showers on Sunday. But until then, high pressure, the dominant feature, brings us that northeasterly wind flow. The frontal boundary that came through yesterday pushed well to the south, and we enjoy a fine day today. Forecast is looking like this. Lots of sunshine around, mixed with few fair weather clouds. Cooler tonight, however, as that cold air continues to drain and maybe the winds lighten up a bit toward dawn. We could see temperatures drop down to about 10 degrees below average, coming in about 48 degrees or so for a morning low tomorrow. And inland temperatures even colder than that. A cool night and then rain coming this weekend. We'll put in a first alert weather day for one day this weekend. A lot of dry air indicated here by the tan colors across the region. A little bit more moisture out in the Gulf, of course, and some of the clouds picked up by that will swing by, but the air is too dry to support any showers. Forecast calls for that northwest wind at about 10 to 15, surging a little during the evening and then lightening up during the overnight. That'll bring choppy conditions, and by the way, that rip current advisory is still up for the coastal regions. Forecast looks like this for today. We'll top it out at about 65. Tomorrow, top it out a bit warmer, but boy, do we start off cooler at 48. Another cool night tomorrow night, followed or the day after tomorrow, Friday into Saturday. And then a chance of a shower on Saturday. Much better chance on Sunday with that next front coming through. And we'll call it a first alert weather day because we could see some thunderstorms around on Sunday as well. And then as we head into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, slightly cooler temperatures. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. And now to that nor'easter that's been pounding the East Coast, dumping over 2 feet of snow, causing flooding. It's the second storm in less than a week, and a third is on the way.
And we're in March right now. There are whiteout conditions from Pennsylvania to Massachusetts. ABC's Arlette Sines has a look at the morning commute there.
A second nor'easter is pounding the East Coast. Whiteout conditions for much of the day, up to 3 inches of snow an hour from New York City to Philadelphia. In some areas, thunder snow. In Philadelphia, members of the Northeastern women's basketball team used their muscles to push their bus out of the snow. Commuters at a standstill. Drivers on several New Jersey highways were stranded for hours, including an ABC News sound technician.
What I heard was that it was a tractor-trailer jackknife, and I guess I don't know if they have to unload it. I just have faith that eventually I'll be out of here.
Nearly 3,000 flights were canceled, another 2,100 delayed.
You able to fly out of here today?
No, not at all.
Trains ground to a halt.
We're stuck because there's no power west of New Haven.
High winds howled across the Northeast, down to power lines engulfed in flames. Customers already without power for days hit a second time.
Now with the second storm, we just lost power again. I am tired of this.
Folks are frustrated, and count me among them. We got to do a post-mortem and figure out how we can still have 20-odd thousand outages, and then, of course, have this hit us.
The snow has tapered off in the New York metropolitan area, but up to 2 feet of snow is still expected across parts of New England. The focus today will be on ensuring safe commutes and restoring power to the hundreds of thousands of customers without it. Arlette Sines, ABC News, Washington.
All right, let's take a look outside. Your first alert traffic out there this morning. The roads are running pretty smooth. There is a little bit of slowdown. You're definitely starting to see right there on State Road 70 and 301 as well. Another one on Fruitville Road. If you're heading into North Sarasota County, those roads are looking pretty good. You do have your normal slowdowns right there on Clark and that 75 interchange. If you're heading to South Sarasota County this morning, those roads are still pretty congestion free. There's not too much going on out there this morning. The roads are looking pretty good. Much better than those wet roads that we had yesterday. It is 6:18 and that is your first alert traffic. Well, many of us are looking forward to the first day of spring later on this month, but no one is looking forward to the allergy season and all that pollen. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, more than 50 million Americans, including 2 right here this morning, suffer from allergies each year, and it is the 6th leading cause of chronic illness here in the country. Now, to help limit your exposure to these allergens, don't use a feather duster to clean. Instead, use a wet paper towel that makes sure that it picks everything up and doesn't leave any pollen remnants. Now, make sure that your houseplants aren't also pollinators. Exercise at the right time is also important, and be sure to check the daily pollen count before planning all those great outdoor activities here on the Sun Coast.
Good ideas. Well, some owners of the Amazon Echo might be doing some double takes toward the counter. Some Alexa users have reported that their devices have been randomly laughing at them. That's not all. This gets a little creepy. Somebody tweeted that an Amazon Echo began listing the names of local funeral homes and cemeteries without prompting. What's that all about? Amazon says it is aware of the issue and trying to fix it. That's like the plot to a Stephen King movie.
It is. It's like you're living in your own personal scary movie right there with those. How creepy is that? Just random laughing.
Then listing funeral homes.
Right.
Thanks a lot. Allergies are bad, but not that bad.
Yeah, right.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, how to tell a real service animal from a fake one.
Plus, my favorite story of the week, a professor says he may have solved the mystery of what happened to Amelia Earhart. We're going to have that great story when we come back.
But first, a peek at the city of brotherly love. There's a live scene of the roads right now and a red light in Philadelphia. It is 6:20 right now, and you're watching Good Morning Suncoast here on ABC 7.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions Now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
Florida Studio Theater presents Blue Suede Shoes, celebrating the birth of rock and roll. From the father of rock and roll, Chuck Berry, to the king himself, Elvis Presley, this musical review features such great hits as Rock Around the Clock, Mustang Sally, Johnny Be Good, and of course, Blue Suede Shoes. Critics are calling Blue Suede Shoes a burst of rock history, dynamic and high voltage. Audiences are calling it phenomenal. Blue Suede Shoes has been held over by popular demand. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
About 58 degrees right now on the outside as dawn is breaking.
That is a beautiful look high above the skies out Ray's favorite window here at the station.
I was cleaning those windows up there. All right, back to the news right now. There is an ongoing controversy, as you might know, about the growth of service animals. Some airlines have cracked down, and now Minnesota state lawmakers might do the same. A proposed bill would make impersonating a service animal illegal. Police would be allowed to ask people if the person has a disability requiring the animal and what tasks the animal is trained to perform. Those who fail to perform or prove their animals are legitimate would have to pay a fine of $100.
And speaking of service animals, inmates in Wisconsin are learning how to train dogs to become service animals. It's a new program that's called Can Do Canines, and it helps inmates give back and also rehabilitate themselves in the process. Now, the next challenge for the program is to find more foster families willing to take in those dogs in between their training.
New use of inmates, interesting.
No, it's very interesting out there.
Not just license plates anymore.
No. Well, it is one of my favorite stories of the week. It's long been one of history's most fascinating mysteries. What happened to Amelia Earhart? An anthropology professor who studies bones may finally have that answer.
Here we go. ABC's David Wright has the interesting discovery.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Amelia Earhart and the Nicomororo Bones, a dry academic paper with a bombshell headline.
I have a high level of confidence that it's her.
Amelia Earhart was an aviation pioneer.
Setting out on the most dangerous aeronautic feat ever attempted.
First woman to fly solo across the Atlantic.
Through the years, I've been very fortunate in the type of flying I've done not to have more mishaps.
But in 1937, her Lockheed Electra disappeared without a trace.
It's a mystery. It was an opportunity for me to go in and test a hypothesis. And I was prepared when I went into it to accept the idea that it was not her.
And we'll have more on this theory, 80 years in the making, coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm David Wright, ABC News, New York.
Time to refresh your essentials? Get to Kohl's this weekend and take an extra 20% off. Stock up on everyday tees and colorful spring polos. Refresh your home with new bedding. Plus, get Kohl's Cash. Essentials for your family. Kohl's Cash for you. This weekend only at Kohl's.
It takes a lot of work to run this business, but I really love it. I'm on the move all day long, and sometimes I don't eat the way I should. So I drink Boost to get the nutrition I'm missing.
Boost High Protein Nutritional Drink has 15 grams of protein to help maintain muscle and 26 essential vitamins and minerals, including calcium and vitamin D, all with a great taste.
Boost gives me everything I need to be up for doing what I love.
Boost High Protein. Be up for it.
I can't believe it's Head & Shoulders.
I thought it was just for, like, dandruff.
The new formula intensely moisturizes your hair and scalp and keeps you up to 100% flake-free. And now try new Head & Shoulders conditioner.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
I just had a very educational ride with Nina.
Did you learn anything?
Where do I begin? So all this stuff goes into a safety check.
Yep.
It's a long list.
It's important stuff.
Test the smoke detector.
Yep.
Check the breaker box.
Yep.
Meter the GFCIs.
Ground fault circuit interrupters.
Well, I do that.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Nina, you make it look easy.
Thanks, but don't do it yourself.
Who's your guy?
Rugs as Art. You know the name, you know the building, but do you know what's inside? Yes, Rugs as Art is Florida's #1 area rug superstore, but there is so much more. Amazing furniture, accessories, and art. All this and more. Come see for yourself. You'll love our personal touch and be pleasantly surprised by our affordable prices. Rugs as Art and more. There is so much more to explore.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves him green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
We thank the House and Senate for voting in favor of protecting our children.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, a father of one of the Stoneman Douglas High School victims reacts to the new school safety bill.
The next step, Governor Scott will talk with families as he looks over the approved bill.
I'm live at the Manatee County Sheriff's Office where some Suncoast residents will be for an active shooting training. What they'll be able to take away from today's training is straight ahead. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Good morning to you on this Thursday morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. March the 8th, and it might not be a classic Chamber of Commerce day here in the area.
No, might be. We're going to get the full weather from our favorite meteorologist, John Scalzi.
Oh, bless your heart. Well, it's looking pretty nice outside right now, but a little on the cool side, as Ray was mentioning. You know, I think folks like it a little bit warmer at this time of year, but we're going to be about 10 degrees cooler on the warm side. However, the notable thing I think today is that the red flag warning extends almost the entire peninsula of the state of Florida. Very dry air in place, winds are high, relative humidity is low, so consequently any wildfire that might start has a good chance of spreading, so be extra cautious with outside flame. We're looking at winds, also kind of breezy this morning, adding a little extra kind of chill to the air, I guess. 7 to 10 mile an hour winds most everywhere north and south across the area. Those will continue on through the morning hours and into the afternoon. A rip current advisory is up for our area beaches. We're looking at temperatures that, well, they're about average for this time of year to start, but they just don't warm all that very much because of that north wind. So we top it out today at about 10 degrees cooler than average, coming in at around 65 by 3 p.m. But no rain in the forecast, plenty of sunshine coming your way, and a cooler night coming your way as well, which we'll talk about in just a few. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. And speaking of all that weather, here's a live look at the roads this morning in Philadelphia, where the second nor'easter in less than a week swept through, bringing in high winds, up to 2 feet of snow in some places, and flooding all along the East Coast.
And we have video out of the white conditions in New Jersey during the nor'easter. Yeah, that's video. At least a foot of snow in some areas, and some power crews will be working 7 days a week on 16-hour shifts. 16-hour shifts to get the power back up and running. And here is some more video from a lineman showing the wires that caught fire due to the heavy snow and windy conditions. Many power lines have come down in New Jersey.
And here's something that you don't see very often. Now, a look at the nor'easter from a little different angle. A satellite from NOAA shows a storm in the convection. Now, this convection is actually what produced thunder snow that the area saw yesterday.
And back here on Earth, in fact, on the Suncoast, there's the traffic conditions right now. You might notice some slowdowns there. All over State Road 64 and 301, the usual spots. Let's check farther south now. The northern half of Sarasota County, you'll see down there at the base of your screen, Clark Road and the westbound lane around Honore, some issues there. And then farther south, we'll check our final map to the south and see some slowdowns on 41 southbound between Venice and Northport. Overall, not too bad, though. Here's a live picture of a farmer's market that'll take place this evening in the Rosemary district.
That is right. They're kind of trying to recreate something that downtown Sarasota also does. They're going to start doing this every Thursday now from 5 to 8 through mid-April. So good place to check out and see some of the local offerings around the area.
That's right.
Well, in the 9 days following the Stoneman Douglas shooting, 9 days, just 9 days, there were over 130 copycat shooting threats all across the country, including here on the Suncoast, according to a new report by USA Today.
So this is timely. Today there's a first in a series of active shooter training courses for the public. Marla Spence is live from the Manatee County Sheriff's Office with a preview of the demonstration today, Marla.
Yeah, Ray and Stephanie, very timely. This is just one of 3 courses available to Suncoast residents that will be teaching them how to respond to an active shooter situation just in case one were to happen right here on the Suncoast. Take a look. This is video of an active shooter training similar to the one that will be happening today. Today's 2-hour free class will discuss what an active shooter situation is, the mentality of an active shooter, and what your response should be if found in that situation. We're told by the sheriff's office that there are 3 classes this month, but all booked, and could possibly be a result of the Stoneman Douglas High School shooting on Valentine's Day that took the lives of 17 and the Las Vegas mass shooting in 2017 that killed more than 50. Although today's class and the other 2 classes for this month are all booked up, there is another one available April 5th. Reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
For the latest on this story and breaking news in the forecast, check out our new app. It's at the App Store under My Suncoast and also under WWSB. Florida's school safety bill is now in the hands of Governor Scott. He has not yet said if he will sign the bill, which includes new restrictions on rifle sales and a program to arm some teachers. Now, the House passed the bill yesterday. The Senate passed the bill on Monday. But Governor Scott has said he doesn't support arming teachers, and he has pushed lawmakers to adopt his own proposal, which calls for at least 1 officer in every school and 1 for every 1,000 students who attend a school.
And a Manatee County School Board member is filing a complaint with the Bradenton Police after a confrontation with a fellow school board member. Chairman Scott Hopes says Dave Miner threatened him with his car in the parking lot of the school board building last week after one of the meetings. Now, Hopes and Miner had been arguing during the meeting itself over the length of time that Miner had to speak. Bradenton Police confirm a complaint was filed on Wednesday. That incident is now under investigation.
Sarasota County's sheriff has released his 2017 annual report. It provides an overview to not only crime and drug addictions, but also public safety and the budget. Other highlights include the response to Hurricane Irma, the work Animal Services has done, and the success of the community outreach, as well as the new location off Cattleman Road.
I think right now we're on the right track, and we look forward to 2018 to see how we can better serve this community, reduce those crime numbers even more, and continue to encourage people to come here, visit here, live here, and stay here. It's a great place to live.
We think so too. You can check out the annual report by going to our website at mysuncoast.com.
And an update this morning on a debate over hurricane shelters in the Venice area. While Sarasota County officials are still trying to find a new shelter location, it seems that no one is happy with the backup plan. Now, that plan is to bus evacuees out of the area and to other shelters if needed. A county emergency services official says they plan to open a hurricane transportation hub and then move evacuees out of the area to a shelter during a major storm. Now, meanwhile, long-term plans are underway to secure funding to build enhanced hurricane-protected shelters in the future.
The White House is close to formalizing a tariff on steel and aluminum, and this could create more jobs in this country. President Trump is expected to sign an order before the end of the week. John Lawrence shows us the possible ripple effect.
President Trump's plan to place new tariffs on imported steel and aluminum has sparked a debate. Some are fully behind the decision.
Ecstatic is probably the best word for it. We've been waiting for this for so long.
While others are less than pleased.
It will put thousands of European jobs in jeopardy, and it has to be met by a firm and proportionate response.
President Trump says the measures are needed to balance global trade deficits and that they'll be done in a fair fashion.
We'll do it in a very loving way. It'll be a loving way. They'll like us better, and they will respect us much more.
One person that didn't love this idea, the president's former chief economic advisor. Gary Cohn resigned this week in the wake of his disagreement with the plan. And some critics say the tariffs will benefit foreign oil producers.
We're already seeing the effects of it. So our steel costs from some of our providers are already up about 20% since last Thursday.
Both company and union officials are expecting a higher demand for steel in the United States because of the increased tariffs on imported steel.
We have a long way to go, but this is such an important start to getting families, hardworking families, back to work.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
There's a chance that some countries might be exempt, though, like Canada and Mexico. Well,
Well, happening today, the Pittsburgh Pirates and Pirate Charities are teaming up with some local organizations to host active duty military members and veterans to enjoy a day of appreciation for their service. The Pirates will donate 125 tickets. Guests will enjoy a pregame barbecue as well as a picnic.
Very nice.
As should be the case.
You see Scalzi dancing to that music just now?
Yes, he was. He dances, just so you know, at every one of those open, there's a Scalzi dance.
Big baseball fan.
All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in your first alert weather and traffic.
And the Sarasota Balloon Festival lifts off today. We'll tell you about it when we come back. But first, a peek outside our window. What do we see? Nice little sky out there.
It's beautiful. A raised special window. And John, what does it look like the rest of the day?
Funny you should ask. We're looking at some very pleasant conditions, actually. On radar, lots of dry air in place, red flag warnings up. We do have some issues with this wind, though, that continues to blow out of the northwest. Rip current advisories along our area coastlines, 59 degrees the air temperature. And for the kids heading out to school this morning, looks like it's going to be a pretty nice start to the day, but they may want a light sweater or jacket. 58 degrees for pickup time at the school bus stops, and drop-off time, it'll be about 65. Forecast in a minute.
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. La! It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
Loaded with big laughs, colorful characters, and the songs that made the 20s roar, Bullets Over Broadway is bringing musical theater back with a bang. Your attendance is requested at the Players Center for this wild Broadway musical opening February 21st. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit the website at theplayers.org. This is one Broadway show that is sure to knock 'em dead.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC 7 to get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. ABC 7, we're here for you. Now your ABC 7 first alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Some very nice viewer photos sent in of the sunsets recently. Casey Key sunset. Fred Seeger, frequent contributor, shot this shot yesterday, and it's just beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous shot. Thank you, Fred. Nokomis Beach. Joanne, thank you very much. A lovely shot of sailboating and a runner running the beach. And some guy named Ray Collins, I don't know who he is, but Sarasota Bayfront sent in this lovely shot. Ray, you should have been in bed, but never mind. Looking at Venice sunset from Darlene. Thank you very much. Lovely sunset there. Appreciate those viewer pictures. Nice way to start the day, I think. We're looking at temperatures across the region right now, coming in the upper 50s to lower 50s. Lakewood Ranch at 52, Parrish 51, Bradenton 51, Sarasota now at 59. 57 degrees in Venice, Inglewood 54 degrees in Northport. Inland temperatures cooler. We've got a 40 on the board, 49 degrees in Wauchula. And I think we'll see more widespread 40s and even some lower 40s in inland areas. Temperature difference from 24 hours ago, significant this morning. 10 degrees cooler in Sarasota and Bradenton, but 16 degrees cooler in Wauchula this morning. And I think the temperatures will be cooler still tomorrow by another 10 degrees, as this morning's temperature at 59 will probably be closer to 48 tomorrow morning. So some chillier air on the way. Dew point values low. That means low relative humidity. That means high fire danger today because of the winds, breezy at times. So the entire state of Florida really under a red flag warning, and certainly our areas are as well, especially east of the interstate. That's where the risk is highest. Mostly sunny today, but cool. Temperatures climbing into the 60s by noon and just kind of sitting there, not getting any higher. As we head into the 3 p.m. hour, it'll be 65 degrees, which will be about 10 degrees cooler than we normally would be in the afternoon here in the Suncoast. 58 degrees as we head into 7 p.m. this evening. Temperatures falling off pretty quickly after sunset, despite the fact that the winds will still be breezy. Radar not showing a drop of rain around anywhere. As I mentioned, that's the reason for the red flag warning, those dry conditions. Now, we may have a little bit of cloud cover from time to time, kind of streaming past, caused by a northwesterly wind, picking up some of these fair weather clouds off of the Gulf waters and kind of slinging them back in this direction. But none of it containing any rainfall. Not today or tomorrow. But a gathering area of low pressure back to the west, kind of tapping into a system that's coming in off of the Pacific Northwest, will eventually bring us some chances of rainfall over the weekend. Talk about that in a second in the extended range. The nor'easter combined with our high pressure ridge tunneling our air out of the north and northwest today. As that high kind of builds in with time, our winds subside a bit and lead to a kind of cool night tonight. Lots of sunshine around, though, with a few fair weather clouds. Cold night tonight. In fact, we'll have 2 more kind of cool nights, I think, both tonight and then again on Friday night into Saturday. And then maybe on Sunday, we'll have a good chance of seeing some rain showers around with that next system that I pointed out. So northwest wind today coming in at about 10 to 15, giving you choppy conditions on bay and inland waters. 2 to 4 foot seas. If you're out there on the surf, just remember there is a high risk of rip currents around today. Low tide comes at 10:09, high tide comes at 4:01. And the 7-day forecast looks like this. Today's high 65, tomorrow's high a little warmer, but that comes up off of a very cool night at 48 tomorrow morning. It'll only be a few degrees warmer Saturday morning, and then we'll walk through the afternoon and see clouds begin to build just a little bit. Light chance of rain showers on Saturday. Much stronger chance of rain showers on Sunday. We'll call it a first alert weather day Sunday. And then on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, slightly cooler temperatures. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take another look outside to your first alert traffic out there this morning. The roads are starting to get a little bit busy. Definitely as you're coming over the bridge, that's the toughest thing as the traffic starts to pick up right there around 301 and the corner of in Bradenton area. And then, of course, you're starting to see a lot of congestion on State Road 70 as well as Fruitville and Bee Ridge and Clark. Some hot spots in all of those areas. Heading a little farther south into South Sarasota, those roads are still looking pretty clear out there this morning. Not too much going on in those traffic. Just here and there, some hot spots along 41 as you head a little bit farther south. And if you want to go a little farther south, if you're heading toward the Port Charlotte area, those roads are looking pretty clear that way too. 6:48, that is your first alert traffic. Well, today a NASCAR driver makes a pit stop here on the Suncoast. But first, we want to tell you something that is happening tonight. You can go and check out the Rosemary Sunset Market as well. You're taking a live shot right there on Coconut and May in downtown Sarasota.
Their second week trying that. It went very well last week. It's it's done by the same folks, Phil Pagano on the team from the Sarasota downtown market. They're doing it now in the Rosemary District tonight through April, every Thursday evening.
All right, and like we said today, a NASCAR driver makes a pit stop right here on the Suncoast, teaming up with the Sarasota police officers to promote bike safety. Now, March is Florida Bicycle Month, and NASCAR driver Scott Lagasse Jr. is going to join the police department for a press conference this afternoon. Now, during that press, there are some of the tips that they're going to be offering that helps drivers and walkers and bikers, all things they can do to stay safe. Now, the police department has been working with FDOT since November to enforce traffic laws in 4 specific areas. areas, some real hot spots to help reduce the numbers of accidents in those areas. Now, those intersections include a stretch of Main Street, Fruitville Road, North Tamiami Trail, and 301.
Also happening today, hot air balloons taking over the Suncoast sky. The Sarasota Balloon Festival starts today and runs through Sunday at the Premier Sports Complex on Lakewood Ranch. Along with the balloons, food trucks, carnival rides, pony rides, a kids zone. Tethered hot air balloon rides are $20 a person. Full flights, $250 a person. The festival will go on rain or shine, but balloon activity could be limited due to the weather.
We're going to do what's called a night glow every evening. That's where the balloons, they line up and they kind of twinkle like little Christmas lights, and we'll have other maybe 2 or 3 balloons doing tethered rides where you can come out, experience a takeoff and landing in a hot air balloon.
Sounds like fun. The gates open at 4 o'clock every day through Sunday. Parking, though, is $20.
All right.
Would you like a tethered ride or a ride up in the air?
Oh, I want to go on, yeah. It's my life goal to go skydiving, so I think I could start with a hot air balloon ride. Baby steps.
Yes. Today's top news headlines are on the way.
That's right. The top 7 things that you need to know before 7. We have your roundup. But first, look at those roads. Live look at Philadelphia, where they're waiting for possibly a 3rd nor'easter to hit that area, all within about a week. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Raycom Sports and Blizzard Entertainment are debuting a new 5-part series. It's called Heroes of the Dorm, and students from the Atlantic Coast region are competing in Blizzard's Heroes of the Storm for over $500,000 in scholarships and prizes. The tournament features teams from colleges across the United States and Canada battling in Heroes of the Storm, featuring characters and lore from almost 30 years of Blizzard Entertainment. We also go behind the scenes with some of these gamers to see what they're doing when they're not playing video games.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC 7 shows on your streaming device.
Back, ABC 7 wants to make sure that you are ready for the day.
Here are the top 7 things you need to know. Kick things off with John Scalzi.
Now your forecast, number 1 comes in with a daytime high temperature cooler than average, coming in the 60s. We have 64 degrees, getting up to about 65 degrees between noon and 3, so just not rising all that much. 58 degrees by around 9. Breezy for your sunset walk tonight. We'll put in a yellow flag for possible rip currents along the coast. Back to you.
All right, number 2, checking first alert traffic. Here's a broad brush view of the Suncoast. Nothing major to report right now. Just take it slowly as you head out the door this morning. Marla?
I'm live at the Manatee County Sheriff's Office, where 1 of 3 active shooting trainings will be happening with some Suncoast residents. All 3 courses this month are fully booked, and the Manatee County Sheriff's Office tells us contributing factors could be the Stoneman Douglas High School shooting, as well as the Las Vegas shooting from last year. Another opportunity Suncoast residents can participate is April 5th.
Thank you, Marla. Number 4, Florida's school safety bill is now in the hands of Governor Scott. He has not yet said if he'll sign the bill, since he really opposes a key provision about arming some teachers. We'll have more on this from Tallahassee later in the day.
And number 5, it's nor'easter number 2 for the Northeast. Up to 2 feet of snow, whiteouts, thunder snow, power outages. This morning, utility crews are working around the clock to help get that power back up and running.
Number 6, today is Military Day with the Pittsburgh Pirates. The team is giving away 125 tickets and hosting a pregame barbecue, all to show their appreciation for the men and women who serve our country.
And finally, number 7, what's trending? Just ABC's most hated bachelor. After a drama-filled week that included an engagement, then a breakup, then another engagement. Now even past bachelors are coming out on social media from the show, and ex-girlfriends are dogging out Ari Lyondike Jr. for his behavior. Now Becca, she was the one that got jilted this week. She's been announced as ABC's new bachelorette.
Oh, it worked out for her, but not for him.
Yeah, that was a lot, yes. But they might go elope, which might be a good thing.
Hard to keep track of.
Yeah.
Hey, enjoy your Thursday. Here's a peek outside our window one last time with the beautiful sky out there.
It is looking good out there today. A wonderful forecast from John Scalzi. Stick around. Good Morning America is straight ahead.